So today we are going to change the
Good
topic.
evening.
Oh, hey. Hello. Today we are going to change the topic a little bit. We are going to move on to another unit. We're going to finish up unit 3 though, because we haven't talked about past abilities. So yeah, that is something that we are going to practice and finish up with. And then we are going to move on to unit 4. I think this new unit is a little, well, it's very exciting because we are going to review countable and uncountable nouns, which is always something very helpful. We are also going to talk about how much and how many, as we have here. And we are going to talk about some, any, enough, and some other quantifiers that can help us express quantity, of course. All right, so yeah, everything we talk about tonight, it's going to be quantities. Let me stop sharing this and let me go back straight to the book. There we go. As I told you, we have to finish up with unit 3 first before moving on to the next unit. So let me open up my book. And yeah, before going to unit 4, let me go back a little bit. And there was something that we didn't finish before the exam. I decided to leave it out because we didn't have enough time to practice this lesson, so I didn't want to rush it into the exam. Oh, by the way, I haven't been able to grade all of the exams yet. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to finish up marking the exams because that's something I didn't do yet. But yeah, it's going to happen, so don't worry. By next class, by Wednesday, everything would be ready and we will be able to have a look at the exams and review our marks, see what grade we got. Remember that in unit 3 we were working on descriptions. Let me go back a little bit so we can remember, because yeah, after the exam, everything that has happened, you might have forgiven about this or forgotten about this. So we were talking about feelings, how we feel in different situations. We were also describing past activities using the past simple and the present perfect. And the last thing that we need to do is to describe emotions, right? So learn more words about emotions and just get out of the basic things related to this. So, oh, that was not the one. In this lesson, we are going to work on that, emotions, basically. So let me get to the vocabulary first, which is, again, something that we hadn't done. And we have some basic emotions, very basic ones. Let me just share my sound, and we are going to listen up for the pronunciation of these words, so you can listen how they are pronounced, and then we'll talk about the meaning. Let's listen.
Listen. Calm. Happy. Angry. Upset. Curious. Lonely. Disappointed. Nervous.
Now listen and repeat.
Calm. Happy. Angry. Upset. Curious. Lonely. Disappointed. Nervous.
All right, yeah, so what were we doing? Working on pronunciation. There is something important that I need to tell you about the first word here, calm, because I usually hear my students mispronouncing this. Let me mark it with another color. Yeah, so we have some difficulty pronouncing the L and M together. So it's more like, I don't know how to make this without the sound, but it looks more like this, calm, okay? So yeah, don't get too distracted with the L there because it's not necessary. It just go from the A to the M sound straight away. So calm. What's peculiar about this word is that you have to open up your mouth and say calm, calm. That's how it sounds. That's why it sounds a little difficult to pronounce, but yeah, that's how it works without the L and just say calm, calm. Yeah, we have that word in Spanish, so we're not going to go over the meaning because yeah, you know what it means already. Yeah, then we have happy, very common word, so most of you already know, all of you already know what it means. Then we have angry, angry. This is also a peculiar word because you can see the difference between calm and angry. So with calm, you have to open your mouth very long, calm, calm. Whereas with angry, it's like smiling, angry, all right? So why am I mentioning this? Because, you know, in English, we have 5 vowels, the same vowels that we have in Spanish, but in English, we have around 17 vowel sounds, something like that. So even though you have the same letter, A, they are pronounced completely different. So calm and angry. So careful with those 2 sounds also. Yeah, so we may already know what angry means, and yeah, it's a common word also. One that is not so common is upset. Upset. Talking about the different sounds for the letter A. Yeah, we have calm, angry, and then we have upset, which is also an A sound, upset. What does upset mean? Does anybody know? Upset?
In Spanish,
Yeah, you can tell me in Spanish.
like molesto.
Molesto, yeah, very good. Molesto. So it's not the same as angry. Angry is like stronger. And upset could
Preocupado,
be,
entonces.
yeah. Molesto is correct. Preocupado could be sometimes. Upset.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes, depending on the context. Yeah, because this word has different meanings depending on the context. So it could be molesto. What else? Does anybody have any other idea about upset? No ideas? Upset. It could also mean triste.
Desilusionado.
Desilusionado. Yeah. Sometimes, depending on the context. But yeah, it's related to being molesto or being triste sometimes.
Decepcionado puede ser.
Decepcionado, yes. All those kind of words.
Disgustado, maybe?
Disgustado also, yeah. Very good, Scarlett. Yes. Disgustado. Triste. If you see someone crying, you can ask this person, why are you upset? And that means, why are you triste in that case? Yeah, upset. So yeah, depending on the context, it can have many different meanings. It's never positive. That's the good thing. It's only related to feelings when you're not feeling so well about something. Yeah. So angry, it's stronger than upset. When you're angry, it's like you're in rage. But when you're upset, it's like molesto. It's a little less strong, and it's not exactly the same. Okay, they are not synonyms. So upset depends on the context where you're using it. It's a very versatile word. And yeah, you can use it to describe many feelings. Yeah, so that's with upset. Then we have curious. Yeah, pay attention to the pronunciation of curious, curious, curious. Yeah, we have the same word in Spanish, so it's not difficult to figure it out. Then we have lonely, which is related to being alone. Same thing. Then we have disappointed. Remember to pronounce the E there because you have a T in front, disappointed. And what does disappointed mean? Any ideas about disappointed?
Es como decepcionado.
Desilusionado.
Decepcionado, desilusionado. Yes, that's where it goes. So when you expect something and you don't get that, and you're like, I feel disappointed. That's the deal. And finally, we have nervous. Nervous. It's not nervous, as I usually hear my students saying nervous. It's not nervous, it's nervous, nervous, nervous. And we have the same word in Spanish. So yeah, very easy to link the two languages. All right, so this vocabulary is related to emotions, feelings. All right, so now you can describe how you feel instead of just saying, fine, I'm fine. You have more words now. Let's go now to the grammar class. When I was reading this lesson, preparing the class, I was trying to find a link between this vocabulary, these words, and these grammar points. And I couldn't find it. I don't know how related they are. I'm hoping that they are very related, but it doesn't seem like it. So yeah, you have the vocabulary to describe feelings, but then you have the grammar to talk about ability. I still don't know how to link them, but if I have any idea while talking about it, I'll let you know. Right, so yeah. First, describing feelings, and now we are going to describe abilities in the past. What is the problem with describing ability in the past? How do you describe ability in the present? Does anybody know how to describe ability in the present?
You can use can.
There you go. Yes.
Yes, I
So-
think the same. Can.
Definitely. All right. So when we are talking about the present, it's always can. Yeah. So for example, I can swim. That means that in the present, nowadays, I can swim. I have the ability to swim. All right. So it's something that happens now. What is the problem with the verb can? The problem is that it's a modal verb. I'm hoping that you have heard about this kind of verbs before. Modal verbs are special verbs. They are not auxiliary verbs, but they are modal in the sense that they cannot be conjugated in different tenses, right? For example, if I want to talk about ability in the future, I could never say I will can. That's impossible. So cannot be conjugated in the future. Kind of the same happens in the past. Like we don't have a past form of can, for example, can't, as I've heard it. So modal verbs are kind of special because except for can, they do not have a past form. They are not conjugated in the past. And also, they cannot be conjugated with future tenses. That's why they are modal verbs. So that's also why we need to study how to describe ability in the past. Like we need to be very thorough about describing ability in the past because we cannot use can, exactly the same verb, to talk about the past. In that case, we need to go for another verb that can help us do it correctly. So let me write here. We have two options there. Two options. One option is using could, which is the past form of can. I say the past form because it's not only the past form of can, because could can also be used to talk about other things like possibility in the future. So yeah, could is kind of a special word. So could is one possibility, and then we have be able to. Be able to. And those are the two options that we have when we want to talk about ability in the past. So if I can swim now, it's because it's ability in the present. But I could say I could swim
Teacher,
as
excuse
a
me.
child. Yes, tell me.
What's the meaning of be able? I don't understand the word able.
Able? Yeah, able alone doesn't mean anything, not in this case. So, well, it means something when you say, for example, I'm able to do it, like to have the ability to do something. But together, be able to, it's the same as can, okay? It's the same meaning. Yeah. It's the same meaning. What changes is that be able to can be conjugated in the past, in the future, in any tense. All right, so yeah, that would be the only difference. So yeah, if I want to talk about ability in the past, I can swim now. I could swim as a child, like that was my ability in the past. Another option that I have is be able to. For example, I'm able to swim. I'm able to swim now in the present, right? Because I'm using the verb to be in the present. I'm able to swim. That means that now I have the ability to do so, right? So that's an important thing to keep in mind. Now, what if I want to talk about ability in the past? I have to use the verb to be in the past. I was able to swim as a child, right? So the word able never changes. What changes is the verb to be, okay? If it's in the present, I am able. If it's in the past, I was able. What's the difference between saying I could swim as a child and I was able to swim as a child? No difference at all. No difference at all. They mean the same. Maybe to be able to sounds a little more formal than could. So if you want to sound more formal or more advanced, you can go by be able to. But other than that, there's no difference. It's exactly the same. Yeah, another difference that we have is that when you are using could, and this is very important, so please pay attention to this. When you are using could, you must use something that refers to the past. All right, so then you need a time reference. I could swim yesterday as a child in 2009 when I lived in New York, etc. Something that refers to the past, so we know that you're speaking about the past. Why? Because if you say I could swim, just like that, we don't know if you're referring to the past, to a future possibility. We have no idea. So we need more information in order to know what you exactly mean. Let me ask you guys, what does this mean? What does I could swim in Spanish? Who can translate this sentence?
Yo podía nadar.
Podía nadar.
Okay, yeah, yo podía nadar. Anything else or that's it? That's the only meaning.
Yo pude nadar.
Yo pude. Okay, yo pude. It's still referring to the past. Yo pude. Any other meaning or that's it?
Podría ser podría nadar.
There you go. Yes. Exactly. That's the one that I was looking for. Sí, yo podría nadar. Okay, so we have many meanings related to could. That's why I need to make reference. Am I speaking about the past? Then I need to be clear. I could swim as a child. Then you know that this is podía or pude in the past. If you don't mention the past, this could mean podría, and that's future possibility. Yo podría nadar mañana, si me invitas, for example. I could swim with you tomorrow if you invite me. All right, so yeah, that's why we need a time reference, because could means the past and it also means the future possibility. So you have the two sides. You have to be very clear when you are using could, so we are not confused when you are speaking. That's the like the hardest thing about could, is that you need a time reference to express it. Do we have questions about this? Is it tricky or is it easy to understand?
The future of able to, it could be I will be able to do something.
Yes, I will be able to. Very good.
Okay.
Yep.
Teacher,
Yes.
I don't say I am could.
No, it
Only
is
I
impossible.
could.
I could. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's a good thing to point
And-
out, Sebastian. Thank you for mentioning. But yeah, the verb to be, it's always would with be able to, not with could. So don't use it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
When
Any other
somebody
questions?
asks you, let's go to the pool, and you can answer, I could swim. Is that correct?
Yes, perfect.
Oh,
It is
thank you.
correct. So let's go to the pool. Yeah, I could swim. Like, yeah, I could do it. Like, I would like to. It is perfectly okay. Good. So that's why you need to be careful. Are you talking about the past or future possibility? Right, so don't use could alone without a time reference, because it may make your listener confused, right? So yeah, it's an important thing to consider. Yeah, so now let's read the grammar box here. So we have that could and be able are often used to express ability. That's a thing. It says in the past, but also you know that be able to can be used in the past, present, or future, any tense. And could expresses something in the past or future possibility. It's an open word. The negative forms are couldn't and not be able to. And they are used to express inability, something that you couldn't do, you were not able to do. So, for example, I could read the map. I could read the map. Or he could sleep that night. We couldn't find the trail. All right, so you always need a time reference, because without context, if you say I could read the map, that may be something in the past or in the future. So you need to be clear about it. Without context, this is confusing. Now, what happens with be able to? You are always going to need the verb to be. In this case, you need it in the past because we are talking about the past. So I was able to read the map. He was able to sleep that night, or we weren't able to find the trail. That's it. All right, so the most important thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to use was or were to talk about the past. Yeah, and able to never change. They stay always the same. What is the difference between saying I could read the map or I was able to read the map? None. I wouldn't say that there's a big difference. Maybe I was able to sounds a little more formal than could, but definitely they are more or less the same. It's not a huge difference between those two. And
What is the most used in this case?
the most
What is the
common one?
most common? The most
Mhm.
common word?
The most common one. Well, just because of economy of language, I would say that we use could more often because it's shorter. That just because of that. And be able to, as I said, sounds a little more formal. So yeah, it's not so used, but it's still useful. Still useful. Yeah, but because could is more often used doesn't mean that be able to is not useful. Both of them are useful, but could is shorter, so we usually prefer it when we're speaking. Now let's read the notes. We have that we use be able to and not could to talk about one specific event in the past. For example, they were finally able to find a restaurant, or I was able to finish my project. Right? So if you are talking about one thing that you achieved in the past, go for be able to. I mean, these are rules that we have in grammar, but in real life, they are not always met. All right. So if you ask to a native speaker who doesn't study grammar, they won't be able to tell this difference. Because, yeah, they don't know. They just use it because that's what they have. Okay. So I'm reading these rules, but in real life, they are not truly important. I must be honest with you. When we're speaking, we use whatever is easier. All right. We are not thinking about these ideas when we're speaking as English. Right. So when you find a native speaker, they will probably not know about this. Right. So in this case, if you tell me, what happens if I say, we could find the restaurant? That's perfect. It doesn't really change the meaning. What I see a true difference in is actually we sometimes use be able to when we achieve something that was very difficult to do. For example, if we were in a new city, in a complicated neighborhood, and finding a restaurant was quite hard, I would use be able to, like meaning, oh, it was hard, but finally we were able to find the restaurant. And so that's also a real difference that I see when using these two. Not related to one specific event or two or whatever, but related to the difficulty when achieving something. So I was able to find a restaurant, meaning that it was hard to do it. Instead of could, which is just we did it, right? So there's no the meaning of difficulty there. The same would happen with I was able to finish my project last night. So it's perfectly correct if I say I could finish my project last night. It's perfect. It's not a problem. It makes sense. But if I say I was able to finish my project last night, means that it took some effort for me to do it. Like it was hard to do it, but I did it. I achieved it. All right. So yeah, that's the difference, the real difference that I see between using one or the other. And yeah, another point that we
Teacher,
have.
excuse me,
So
what's the meaning I was able to finish my project last night?
what's the meaning in Spanish?
Yes.
Yes. Pude terminar mi proyecto anoche.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Good. And if I say I could finish my project last night, it means the same. Pude terminar mi proyecto. So it's exactly the same. Because in Spanish, we only have the verb poder. We don't have two verbs. In English, we have two, but yeah, that's why it's kind of tricky.
Teacher,
Okay. Yeah, tell me, Claudia.
Maybe the difference is in Spanish, fui capaz o pude.
Mhm.
When
Yeah.
we use able to, o sea, soy capaz de.
Mhm. Yeah, it could be. Not always though, because sometimes we just mean pude, lo hice. Yeah, because fui capaz, it's kind of a strong word also. Yeah, they sometimes translate it like that. I don't translate it into fui capaz because I would never speak Spanish like that. I would never say to my friend, for example, fui capaz de llegar a mi casa anoche. Impossible. I wouldn't speak like that in Spanish. I would just say logré llegar or pude llegar. But it depends on each person, really. Whereas in English, I would say I was able to get home last night. So in English, I would use it. But in Spanish, I wouldn't say fui capaz de. I don't speak like that, but yeah, it depends on each person.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you though for telling that, because yeah, most people say that be able to means ser capaz, but I don't know. I don't never use capaz in Spanish, really. All right, more questions about it or more comments? Good. So another point is that it is possible to use the negative form of couldn't for one specific event in the past. So couldn't and wasn't or weren't able to have the same meaning in the negative form. So I couldn't find the restaurant and I wasn't able to find the restaurant. Same thing. And I would say that in the affirmative sentences, it's the same also. So I couldn't find the restaurant or I wasn't able to find the restaurant. And yeah, of course, we use contractions when we are speaking about something, the negative form. That's it. We got it. So yeah, it's not so difficult to use these two verbs in English. The only thing that we need to keep in mind is that if you are going to use could, you have to use a time reference to make sure that you are talking about the past. Other than that, there's no much I can say about it, right? So which one can you use? Which one is better? It depends on you, okay? It depends on what you mean, or if you want to make it shorter, go with good. It truly depends on you because they have the same meaning. Nowadays, there's no such thing as a difference between them. So yeah, use whatever you feel more comfortable with. But remember also, if you're using couldn't, even if it's the negative form, you need a time reference. Because if I say I couldn't swim, it could be in the past, in the future. So I need to say something more clear, like I couldn't swim as a child. I couldn't swim tomorrow because I won't be in town, for example. And so, yeah, we have the limit of putting or a setting, like a time reference. And yeah, that's what we can say about this. Not that tricky, as I mentioned already. Now I think we need to practice a little bit just to check the use of them in context. All right, so we are going to practice with some exercises from the book. Let me go there. We are going to practice with page 133 on your books, of course. We have that. And we are going to complete the listening exercise. Let me make this smaller. We're going to start with the listening because I think this listening exercise is quite interesting. Let me mark it here. Okay, this one, by the way. So what are you going to do? You are going to listen to the sentences And you need to decide if the situations are good or bad things, right? And you have the two options, good or bad. We're going to listen to it once, and then we're going to review the answers by checking the audio again. All right, so let's go. Let me make sure I'm sharing my sound. Yes, I am. Yeah, let's listen.
1,
They were able to get tickets.
2,
Lena couldn't remember her customer's name.
3,
Julie wasn't able to sleep last night.
4,
I couldn't find a parking spot.
5,
Ethan was able to finish the project yesterday.
6,
Michael couldn't open the box.
7,
Leslie was able to go to the party last night.
8,
We weren't able to find the restaurant.
All right, we got it. I found some of them difficult to decide if they were good or bad, right? So yeah, let's listen again and let's try to get it. This time I'm going to be showing the subtitles. Let's go.
1,
They were able to get tickets.
2,
Lena couldn't remember her customer's name.
3,
Julie wasn't able to sleep last night.
4,
I couldn't find a parking spot.
5,
Ethan was able to finish the project yesterday.
6,
Michael couldn't open the box.
7,
Leslie was able to go to the party last night.
8,
We weren't able to find the restaurant.
All right, let's review. So they were able to get the tickets. It's a good thing. So it's good. Lena couldn't remember her customer's name. Good or bad?
But
But
Definitely bad. Yes. That's very shameful. We have 3. Julie wasn't able to sleep last night. Good or bad?
but
really bad.
Really bad. Yes. Yes. I couldn't find a parking spot.
but
But
Yes. Bad.
Teacher,
Terrible. Hmm?
teaching parking spot is like a place to park the car. But how do you translate parking spot?
Parking spot.
Estacionamiento.
Estacionamiento. Yes. Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
strange.
We just say
So it's-
estacionamiento in Spanish. We wouldn't say spot here is not translated, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. So I couldn't find a parking spot. Terrible.
Terrible.
Ethan was able to finish the project yesterday.
good,
Good
Good.
word.
Yes, definitely. A good thing. Michael couldn't open the box.
Bad.
Bad. Yes.
It depends what things there are in the box.
Yes. That was something that I was thinking about. I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing that he couldn't open
Maybe
the
there
box.
is a bomb inside, and you don't know.
Yes, definitely. Or maybe it's a secret. So
Yeah, it's a secret. Yeah.
yeah, it depends on the situation. But yeah, let's say it's bad.
Let's say it's bad.
Yes. Then we have Leslie was able to go to the party last night. Good or bad?
good,
Good.
Yes, definitely. Very good. And finally, we weren't able to find the restaurant. Good or bad?
but
Bad, yes. A bad thing, not to be
Bad.
able to find the restaurant. Yeah. Why are we doing this exercise between good or bad? Because, yeah, when you use this kind of verbs, you need to be able to recognize whether you are talking about something good or bad in order to react, especially when people are telling you a story. because, for example, if someone is telling you something that is not so good, you need to have the appropriate reaction to that. So yeah, that's why we are reviewing this. Now let's complete this one, B. What do you need to do? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to finish this up, but let me set the instructions first. What do you need to do? You need to fill in the blanks with could, couldn't, or the correct form of be able to, depending on what you decide. Of course, more than one answer may be possible because they are very similar. So, in all of them, you could use a could or be able to. It depends on your criteria. That's why I'm going to give you 5 minutes to finish this, because I need to see what your criteria is related to this. So, yeah, let me get my clock, and you can be working on these exercises meanwhile. Even if you don't have the book with you, you can work on the exercises because I'm sharing my screen, so you have no excuse. Let's work. If you have questions, just ask me. If you finish soon, before the 5 minutes go, you can complete the next exercise, which is exercise C, right? So yeah, let's concentrate. Two more minutes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we still have some time to finish up.
Teacher, what's the meaning of fix.
Fix in Spanish means arreglar, reparar.
Okay.
The last one is really strange because
Yes.
it could be both of them,
Mhm.
positive
It
or
could-
negative.
Yes. And what do you think it is?
I think it's negative
Why?
because Gabby told him.
Mhm.
It's like I can understand how he can't play chess if Gabby taught him.
Yes. But maybe
I
he
don't know.
didn't learn.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
We
not
have
sure.
the option.
The eight, the eight's kind of difficult for me.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. What do people say about this one? Does anybody have a clear answer for A? For 8?
I think is Juan could play chess.
It's
Good.
negative, teacher. Couldn't play chess.
It's a
Negative.
Couldn't.
tie.
It's
Because,
I
a
think it's positive because
positive.
he played chess.
But Gabby told him.
Talking, maybe,
Juan
¿cómo se
doesn't
dice?
know how to
Mientras
play chess.
jugaban, le enseñaban, ¿cómo se dice en inglés? Mientras.
Ah,
Meanwhile.
mientras
Why?
jugaban.
Meanwhile.
Why?
Why he
While.
learned how to play?
it isn't the case. For me, it's negative. Definitely.
Why do you think it's definitely negative, Helmut?
Because the sense.
Because the bad.
But Gabby taught him. That's the
Yes.
reason the why
Yeah.
Juan couldn't play chess. Why not? If Gabby taught him.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why Juan can't play chess if Gabby taught him? Yes, I think the same.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
he
you
couldn't.
you could do the ask us for a little. How do you say that?
The poll?
No, questionnaire when you ask us to answers. What's that?
Poll.
A poll. Oh,
A poll.
okay.
Yeah. Let me write it on the chat so you are familiarized with the word poll.
A poll. Ah, okay.
Yeah. Let's do that. I like it. So we have could, couldn't, also was able to, or wasn't able to. Let's see what everybody thinks. Yeah. Give me a second, I'm preparing it. And yeah, there we go. Remember, what's correct for number 8? So we have could, couldn't, was able to, or wasn't able to.
Wasn't able to.
Okay, we'll see. It's a tricky one. Let's vote. I'm gonna give you a few more
Teacher,
seconds.
but I choose the two of them. Couldn't and wasn't able to.
All right, you think both are correct?
Yes, I think both because you said that in the past you can use one of them because they are the
Teacher,
same.
we
Yeah,
can
there is.
use the both in all sentences or not.
What do you mean? Both like could and couldn't?
We can use could or we are O
Wasn't
sea,
able to?
podemos usar
Able to. Could and able
yes,
to.
able to and could en todas las oraciones, ¿o no?
Yes, that's right.
Solo que
Yeah.
positivo o negativo.
Yes, there you go. Because they are synonyms. They are very similar. So yeah, that's true. Okay, now the tricky thing is that we have votes for everything. Nobody knows what the correct answer is, and I like it. I'm enjoying this.
Okay. Ooh.
It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, what Helmut said, it was true. Helmut, can you repeat what you said, please?
Hi, teacher. Tell me.
Yes. Can you repeat what you said about but in this sentence?
Oh, okay. For me, if Juan couldn't play chess, it's not it's not a good reason, or maybe not, it doesn't have sense because Gabby taught him. So if Gabby taught him, why Juan couldn't play chess?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're wondering why is the reason he doesn't play chess if he was taught by Gabby?
Okay, so right.
Alrighty. Well,
So
actually,
for Helmut, it's positive.
it is.
No.
Yeah.
No?
No, it's negative.
For me, it's negative.
It's
Negative.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
okay.
it's the reason, the bad, in this case, bad, is maybe giving the reason why
Yes.
Juan couldn't.
Mm.
Yeah. That's the idea. So what happens? Was able to. All right, if we didn't have but in the sentence, it could be positive. Like Juan could play chess because Gabby taught him. Okay, so it will
Right.
be like a consequence of something, a cause and consequence.
Exactly. Instead
There
of
we go.
bad. Right.
Yes. But since we have bad, there's a contradiction between the first one and the second one, right? So in this case, it could only be negative. Couldn't or wasn't able to, both of them are correct because they mean the same.
Syllogism.
There you go.
Good.
Yes.
A little star for Helmut.
Yeah, I'm going to add it to to his marks. Yes. Yeah, so the difference here is the connector. Yeah. The connector because it kind of explains the first part, but contradicts the first part. All right, so yeah, that's the key there. The rest of them, I think they are okay. We have Malik reads when he was only 4 years old. His parents were very proud. So here, affirmative or negative in Malik?
Affirmative.
Affirmative,
Yes.
yes. And it could be any, could or was able to, whatever.
Yeah.
Affirmative, because yeah, they mean the same. In that case, I would use was able to just to make emphasis on the idea that he did something that was difficult at 4 years old. But yeah, both of them were perfectly correct. Then we have we find Alice's house. Here the directions were very clear. So affirmative or negative?
Affirmative.
Yes, again, could or was able to. And it's a good thing. Why? Because the ending is a happy ending. Then we have Andrea hurt her leg. She drive for 3 weeks.
Were available.
Negative.
Negative.
We were able to, vale.
Yeah,
Number
but it's
three.
not we because we are talking about she. So she wasn't.
No, the number 3.
In the
Number three.
Oh,
was
okay.
able.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, you are correcting the previous one. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much.
Buy a
I needed-
star, teacher, buy a star.
What happened,
Nice.
teacher?
Oh my gosh, I'm very distracted. Yes. I was checking if you were paying attention. All right, so number 4, negative. Yeah, because it is a negative situation. So she wasn't able to, or she couldn't. Very good. And yeah, in this case, I would probably, but this is my opinion, I would probably use this one just because I would make emphasis on something that it was hard for her for a long time, not being able to drive. But again, that depends on my personal decision because I want to make emphasis on the idea of something very negative. Number 5, sorry. Our dinner was delicious, but we finished all the food.
It's negative.
Couldn't? Negative.
Couldn't.
Why is it negative?
Our dinner
Because
was
of the connector, but.
There you go. Yes. Yeah, so we have something positive at the beginning. It was delicious, but we couldn't finish. Yeah. So there's a contrast between those two. That is something that we need to keep in mind, but it's always a connector of contrast. So you make a contrast between something positive and something negative. That's the idea. Number 6.
To put weren't?
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. What's happening with me tonight? Okay, don't pay attention to me. Thank you very much.
The weekend, I think.
The weekend, yes. Oh my gosh. It's Monday already. Okay, number 6. When I was a child, I speak French, but now I can't. Affirmative or negative?
Affirmative.
Affirmative, positive.
Yes, good. Sorry?
Val, I have a question.
Yeah.
That is just contrasting.
In number 4, Val.
Yes.
Andrea hurt her leg. Andrea hurt her leg. She hurts her leg today or now. She hurts her leg. Why the complement is she wasn't able in the past tense? She wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
understand the times in the first part and the complement.
Yeah.
For the time in the second sentence.
Yes. Yeah. In the second sentence, we have the negative. Sorry, the past simple. Couldn't or weren't able.
Ella no podría manejar.
Ella no podía, but what does...
3
Sorry?
semanas. Ella no podría manejar 3 semanas.
Sí, ella no podía manejar o no pudo manejar por 3 semanas. Good. But what does the first part mean? Andrea hurt her leg. What does it mean in Spanish?
Andrea hurt her leg now. No. Andrea hurt her leg in the past.
Yes.
Andrea hurt her leg or hurt her leg.
What's the meaning in Spanish of Andrea hurt her leg?
Se lastimó la pierna y no pudo manejar. Te está contando una historia.
Yes, it's a story.
Se lastimó.
Se lastimó.
Hurt is the past of hurt.
Yes.
Hurt. The past
Puede
of hurt is
significar,
hurt too?
teacher, puede significar se lastimó la pierna y no podría manejar 3 semanas.
Y no podía.
No
in the
pudo,
past.
no podría
No
en
podía
futuro.
o no pudo. Sí. Ya, podría es futuro. So, in the past es pudo o podía.
¿Y cómo podría, cómo se dice podría manejar, no podría manejar 3 semanas en futuro?
She couldn't drive for 3 weeks.
Okay.
For the next 3 weeks. Let me write it. She
Or
couldn't.
she will be able to.
She won't be able to.
She won't be able to. Yes, sorry.
Yes. She couldn't drive for the next 3 weeks. All right. So how do you know this is future? Because you have the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. If you don't have the word next, then it's not future. Okay. Now let's go back to hurt. Hurt in the present, hurt in the past. So that's why we are mistaken here.
Yes.
Yeah. Same verb
Yes.
in the present and the past.
It's the same verb. Okay.
The
Thank
same.
you, Bla. Thank you. Bla.
Yeah.
I
And the
understand.
past participle of
Understand.
hurt,
Hurt.
hurt the same? Ah, yeah, okay.
The same.
The same.
The same, the present and the past. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
Yes.
Andrea. Okay, Bla.
Yeah. Okay. So we have hurt and hurt. Any other example of the same? For example, I have this one, cost, cost. In the present and the past, the same. Any other example?
Cat.
Hit.
Cat and cat. Which one?
Hit.
Yeah.
Hit.
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 Lead.
Let.
Let.
Sorry? Let. Yeah. So cut, hit, let, cost, hurt. Yeah. These verbs never change. So how do we know if it's present or past? Just the context. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Yuri, because it's never a bad idea to remember these verbs.
Also, teacher, in this case, the third person missing S.
Yes.
The you can notice that it's
The conjugation
past.
There you go. Yes,
on
that's
the
a very
conjugation.
important one.
Okay.
Yes. Andrea
Good.
Hertz, he's on fire.
Yes, it's on fire. Huh?
Yeah, hurts his leg every time she plays football, for example.
Mm.
Yeah. So that how do we know this is present? Because we have the S at the end of the verb. So that's definitely present. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much, Helma. Let me just mark it. All right, and finally, 7. Ellen, something, fix her computer when it crashed this morning. She's great with computers. So affirmative or negative?
Affirmative. Could.
Yeah.
Affirmative, yes.
Affirmative.
Great. Yes, definitely, because it's a good thing. She's good with computers. So yeah, that's it. All right, so to summarize, you can use either could or be able to, depending on the meaning, depending on the emphasis that you want to make, but they mean the same. They refer to the same idea of ability or inability in the past. So yeah, that's it. It's not so complicated. Now what you need to do is to integrate these two in your vocabulary and make sure that you are talking about the past when you are using could and you are making a time reference also. That's important.
Teacher,
Yes, tell me.
in number 8, the word of connect is because or was.
Sorry, can you repeat? I couldn't
Number
hear the
8,
last part.
the word of connect is because or was. What is was?
The connecting word is
In your notes,
definitely
about in your
because.
notes. Ah, yes.
Yeah,
In remember, yes, in
It's
you mark
not
it because
right. Yes.
yeah, it's an E.
Yeah, the linking word is definitely because here.
But that's an E because I think.
Yeah.
Not backwards.
Because it's
Yes.
right.
Let me. Well, I cannot do it if I have that. So let me. It deleted everything. Yeah, but the word is because. Yes, with that E, not with an A. Good.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah, anything else about this?
Teacher, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In 8, also instead of that could be even. Gabby thought him.
Yeah, not even alone,
Okay.
but even though.
Even though you're right.
Even though.
Even though.
Or just though alone.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Juan couldn't play chess, though Gabby taught him. It's perfect.
Okay.
And also, although, all of them are similar. So although is also good here. Even
Thanks
though, or although.
Clarifying our minds.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think we got to the point where this is kind of clear. Now don't forget to include it in your vocabulary, and that's it. Let's move
Oh,
back. It's already too late.
wasn't
No,
able to take the screenshot.
Really?
No, it
Sorry.
doesn't matter. It's okay.
Sorry. You can take a screenshot when I upload the video.
Yes.
Sorry about it. All right, now we're going to change the topic. I told you that that was part of Unit 3. We didn't finish before the exam. That's why I didn't include it in the exam, but now it's all clear. And I might include it in the next exam. I'm going to think about it. But now we need to move on to Unit 4. In Unit 4, we are going to be talking about food, which is a very interesting topic. The name of the unit is Would You Like Something to Eat? And the goals that we have here is talk about food choices, talk about customs, like related to food, of course, and talk about what you have and need. How are we going to do that? By identifying countable and uncountable nouns. That's why I like this unit, because I have noticed that some of you are not familiar with the difference between countable and uncountable. Also, some of you are not familiar with the difference between much and many. So in this lesson, in this unit, we are going to be having a look at all of those things. So yeah, it's a very interesting unit. Let's start right away. And yeah, let's review vocabulary related to food. This is not very Latin American food, but yeah, we're going to have a look at it anyways. I'm hoping that when we talk to each other about food, you can talk about more Latin American things, because there's more to describe than when you have a hamburger, for example. Let's listen to the vocabulary so you can check the pronunciation.
Listen.
A garden salad. Salad dressing. A grilled vegetable wrap. Tomato soup. Spinach and mushroom pasta. A veggie burger. Ketchup. An oatmeal cookie. Fruit salad. Soda. Iced tea. Lemon.
Okay, so as you can notice, we don't have many varied food here. A garden salad is just a salad with a lot of ingredients. Salad dressing, what is salad dressing?
Aderezo.
Aderezo.
It's a salad with a dress.
Aderezo para ensalada.
Yes, aderezo para ensalada, not well, a salad with a dress. I like it though. Yes, aderezo, like something that you put in your salad just to add some flavor. Then we have a wrap. What did I say that wrap means? It's a verb. Wrap. What does it mean as a verb? Wrap?
Envolver.
The paper who involves, I don't know how to say, but
Yes.
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
paper that we use on the hamburgers.
Hamburgers, yes, yeah, good. So yeah, wrap as a verb means envolver. Last class, before the exam, I was telling you, yeah, we need to wrap up the contents, like make a summary of something. So wrap means envolver, always. So a vegetable wrap. Sorry?
And grilled.
What do you mean? Oh, grilled. What does grilled mean?
La parrilla es como...
I don't know how to
Yo
say
la-
it in Spanish. In my Spanish, I say grillado. Yes, grillado, a la parrilla. Yep.
A la parrilla.
Asado, ¿no sería?
It could be asado, yeah. It could be depending on the context. I just say
Es como...
grillado
es,
because sorry.
No, sorry. I can find the word.
Obviously on the grid.
On the grill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly, yeah. And what is grill?
Parrilla. No
Parrilla.
conozco otro
There you go.
significado. Sí.
Yes, la parrilla. So yeah. Yeah, it's like asado, I would say. Grillado. Good. Grilled vegetable wrap, tomato soup. You know what tomato means. So yeah. Also the difference between soup and soap. Please don't mistake those two words. Soap. Soap. And this one would be soup. It's a very important difference. Yeah, soup and soap. Yeah, tomato soup, spinach.
Valeria,
Spinach. Yeah. Tell me.
when we say tomato or tomato is the same, tomato, tomato.
Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Yes. Yes, tomato is an American word. So people from the US say tomato.
Yeah.
Yes, I learned English in England, so I usually say tomato because I'm more used to saying tomato. Yeah, it depends on what you prefer, but it's more common to hear tomato. Yes. All right, so no problem. The same happens with spinach and spinach. Spinach and spinach. Usually say spinach because I'm more used to the British English, but yeah, in the American English they say spinach. Spinach. Yeah, spinach. And what is mushroom? Does anybody know the word mushroom?
Yes, there's the hongo.
Yes,
champignon.
Champignon. Yes, very good. Mushroom. Then we have pasta. You know the word pasta. Then we have
There
a
are too much
veggie
mushroom.
Too much?
Yeah, too much varieties of mushrooms.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Of all colors, of all flavors, sizes.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, then we have ketchup, mayonnaise, those kind of things that you add to your like dressings. And oatmeal cooking. What is oatmeal? Oatmeal.
Avena.
Avena.
Galleta de avena.
Yes, galleta de avena. Perfect. Galleta de avena. An oatmeal cookie.
Oatmeal.
Also, there's a difference between the word cookie. That's also an American word, cookie. In British English, they call this biscuit. By the way, just to let you know.
And crackers.
Crackers. Yes.
They are not the
that's
same?
also- Yeah.
Yes?
Well, not exactly. A biscuit or a cookie, it's always something sweet, whereas a cracker is not sweet.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah, a cookie or a biscuit. Then we have fruit salads, soda, which is a sprinkle things. Sprinkle things. And then we have iced tea and lemon. That's it. And I don't think
Teacher,
we normally
we can say only iced tea without D.
Without the D, I don't think so. No. I have seen it in some menus. Yeah. Here in Bolivia, they write it like iced tea in the
If you
restaurants.
say there's no word, just iced tea. Really?
Iced. Yes,
Right.
iced. Yeah. Yeah, I would always go by iced with the D at the end. Yes. But I've seen it without the E. So if people use it, I think it's correct. But yeah, the most correct form is iced with a D at the end.
Good.
All right, yeah, that's it. Thanks. Now you need to check on your vocabulary about food, fruit, vegetables, meats. So yeah, all those things, all the ingredients that you put on your food, it's necessary to bring them up. We normally know the basic stuff like tomato, potato, spinach, pineapple, those kind of things, but the more complicated things get out of our reach. And also, it's complicated because here in Bolivia, they have so many ingredients, so many vegetables, that sometimes it's difficult to find the word in English to describe that specific thing. For example, yuca. How do you say yuca in English?
Yuca.
Yes. Yeah, that's the easiest one. Yes, yuca,
Yeah.
but with a double C.
This is why the Bolivians are strong.
Mandioca.
Mandioca.
Oh.
Is that English? Mandioca? Or is that
No,
Spanish?
no, it's in Spanish. Spanish.
Okay. Yes.
Yuca is mandioca? Good one.
I don't know.
Bandiocas en portugués.
Ah,
Ah,
okay. Okay, thank you. We are learning. No idea. Yeah. All right, so yeah, in Bolivia we have so many things that it's sometimes complicated. There are so many things that I don't know in Spanish because I have never eaten them. So yeah, sometimes my students ask me, how do you say this in English? And I have no idea. So sometimes I have to Google it because I don't know the things. For example,
as you wish, you can answer. As you wish.
It's really hard, teacher, because when you are in a you see restaurant and you want to ask for something, and the waiter maybe told you many vocabulary that you don't know anything. So it's
Yeah.
very complicated to pretend to understand you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember when I was learning English, I was living in London, and when I went to restaurants, I was always lost. And I would eat anything because I didn't understand what they were offering me. So I would say, yeah, bring me that, and I would end up eating something that I couldn't even know what it means, because yeah, with food is kind of difficult and sometimes it's embarrassing to ask. So yeah. That's why this vocabulary is important.
Yes, right. For example, if you ask for a burger, or you can get a mistake with burger. So it's classic.
Yeah, it's a classic
What's a
one.
booger?
Yes.
What's a booger? Sorry.
What's a booger?
Booger.
Tell us.
I don't know.
Do you know, Helmut? He's not gonna tell us. What's a booger?
Oops.
He's hiding. Oh my gosh. What's a booger?
Helmut.
Does anybody know?
The liquid of your
I
nose.
have no.
Ah, there you go. The
Liquid
liquid of your
of
nose.
my nose.
You-
Ah,
And
the
you're looking
fluid.
for that.
Yeah,
the
well,
fluid,
the
Mucus.
The fluid.
Mucus.
the mucus, yes.
Mucus.
Okay.
Really?
I was thinking.
Yes. Yeah.
I was thinking, how do you look at you? Nose.
You were looking for the
Yeah, yes.
Be careful when you're asking a hamburger.
Yes, yeah, careful. It's better to say hamburger. I recommend using the whole word, hamburger.
Better.
Yes, definitely. All right, yeah, so with this kind of vocabulary, it's very important to know the exact word, otherwise you may get some other things. And also be able to pronounce them correctly. Yeah, then we have starters, main courses, desserts, drinks, and condiments. Starters, what is a starter here? What does it mean?
The first meal.
Entradas.
The
First, entrada.
Yeah, entradas, so the first meal that you have.
The,
Then we have
the
the main
salads.
course. The salads, yes, or the soup sometimes.
So the soup, yes, that's it.
We call this the main course. What is the main course?
El plato
The
fuerte.
strong dish.
Yes,
Plato
yes.
principal.
El plato principal. There you go. Desserts?
Sweets.
The tastiest.
Postres.
The most delicious part. For
Yeah.
some.
The
Yeah, when
cake.
the cakes. Yes, the cookies. Yeah. Then we have the beverages, and the condiments or whatever you add, like the salad dressing or the ketchup, etc. Yes. All right. Yeah. So now we even know how to name the dishes. Okay. There's a difference also between the word dish, misspelled it, dish and what is the other word? A plate.
Meal. Oh.
Meal. Yes. All right. So what is a plate? Let's start by this one. Does anybody know what a plate is?
Support of the meal.
Yes, that's right. So in Spanish, we would just say plato. What about a dish? What is a dish?
Yeah.
La vajilla, los platos, los...
That's actually a plate. A dish?
Plate dish is
¿Cubiertos?
No,
no, it's
not quite.
That you eat.
Whatever you eat. So a dish is the food. The food
The
on your plate.
food. Oh.
The food on your plate. So my plate is what supports my food. Yeah. Yes.
And the
And
wash
then the meal.
disher.
Sorry?
The wash disher.
The wash disher. What is a wash disher?
Lavaplatos.
Lavaplatos. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that would be an exception. That's weird. Yeah, but definitely when you say dish, it's because you refer to the food on your plate. Okay, so yeah, careful with those words. All right.
Good
So, for example, let me mark this one. This one here, it's a plate. This one is also a plate. Right? But for example, the salad would be a dish because it has the food and everything. So a dish on a plate, if you wish. That's it. All right, yeah, good. And the most important part, the grammar. Let's get to first the count and non-count nouns. Let's do this by using my my presentation here because the grammar box there, it's a little messy. Yeah, so let me start sharing again. Yeah, so let's talk about, not this one, countable and uncountable nouns. For example, this is very easy. It's truly easy. A countable noun, it refers to things that you can count. As easy as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Countable. Whereas an uncountable thing is something that you cannot count. That's it. It sounds a little stupid when you put it like that, but that's truly that. And things that you can count, for example, what can you count? I don't know, tomatoes. Yeah, I can say, give me 2 tomatoes. You can count tomatoes, but I couldn't tell you, give me 2 waters, because how can I touch water and count it? It's impossible to count water, so yeah. Usually all the liquids are uncountable. You cannot count them. There's an exception, for example, bread. Countable or uncountable? What do you guys think? Bread.
Uncountable. Countable.
Why?
For the people who live in USA, it's accountable.
It's
nice
uncountable.
bread.
Here it's countable.
Countable.
Yes, here in Bolivia we count it. Give me 2
We count
marraquetas.
everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we count it. Here we count it, but in English, bread is uncountable. You cannot count it. Right?
They are so
what-
strange.
They are. It's so easy to count bread. I don't know how they count.
Yes, yes, I think the same.
Yes.
They say by weight.
Yes, by weight. Yeah, definitely. Yes. So mostly all liquids are uncountable unless you have them in a container. That's something we will talk about next class. So all liquids uncountable. What else is uncountable? Like, well, this is not related to food, but the word, oh yeah, we have this one, fruit. Countable or uncountable?
Countable.
Countable.
Countable?
Depends.
I don't know.
Depends.
Grapes are uncountable.
Grapes are uncountable, yes. But the word fruit, it's uncountable.
Ah,
Why?
yes, right. Mhm.
We don't know. We don't know. That's why, because just because it's uncountable, you can never use the word fruits, for example.
Mm.
Fruits,
Just
it's
fruits.
incorrect. We never
Mm.
say that in English. It's incorrect. Why? Because the word fruit in English, it's uncountable. And uncountable words in English are never plural. Never.
Mm.
Yeah. So the word fruits with an S at the end doesn't exist. It's just fruit. The opposite happens with vegetables. Why? No idea, really. It makes no sense. Why can't you count vegetables, but you cannot count fruit? Yeah, we'll never know. But
Really,
yeah,
they are people strange.
they are. They are. All right, so countable nouns can be singular or plural. So I can say tomato, one tomato, or two tomatoes. It works. I can say one vegetable, two vegetables. They are countable. They go singular or plural. Whereas uncountable things are never plural. They are always singular. So you cannot use the word waters, doesn't exist. Breads doesn't exist. All right, so careful with those words because yeah, it is important to remember, especially because after that we are going to work on there is and there are, much and many, and all these words are based on this. Can they be plural or singular? All right, so keep it in mind because this is an important thing.
Teacher, but
Yes.
and a specific fruit is countable, yeah?
Yes, specific fruit. For example, oranges, countable. One orange, two oranges. But the
Okay.
word fruit in general, it's uncountable.
And sugar is uncountable, teacher.
Sugar, yes, very uncountable. Yes. Thank you for adding it to the list. And because it is uncountable, you can never say sugars, for example. It
So
doesn't
flour.
exist.
Teacher, why
Or
do you
flour.
write liquids with S?
Oh, yes, because liquids, it's a countable word. Yes. Let
What
me take it
about
out.
oatmeal?
Oatmeal, it's uncountable.
It's liquid. Liquid.
Very uncountable. Oatmeal.
Is liquid or liquids?
Both. That's why I took it out, because
Oatmeal?
you can have liquids in a plural form also. I was
It's the
just
same?
making the, yeah. I was just making giving you the idea that all liquids in general are uncountable. Again, the word liquid or liquids can be plural or singular.
Can we say all liquid? Liquid?
Or liquids with an S at the end. If you mean
Okay.
this word, it's all liquids. Is that what you mean?
But you say never plural.
Oh no, that's why I took it out of the list, because I mean all liquids are uncountable. Water, soda, what else? What else is liquid? Alcohol. Yes. So I mean all liquids are uncountable. But the word liquids, it's countable or uncountable. It's like what happens with fruit. Fruit is uncountable, but specific fruits can be countable or uncountable. So yeah, that's why I took it out of the list.
Okay.
It's an exception.
It's an exception.
Mm.
Yes. Yes, this language.
It's really strange, eh? Really strange.
It's very strange. Yes. Good. So next class, we are going to be focusing on countable and uncountable things. Yeah. We are going to keep working on this, and I'm going to be giving you a lot of vocabulary in order to practice everything that we have. I have an announcement to make. I know that we ran out of time, but I have a problem next class because I have I have a personal appointment with a friend and I cannot miss it. So next class is going to be asynchronous. It's going to be similar to what we did last time. I'm going to upload a video or two at Puzzle, and we are going to be practicing the grammar that we have practiced today. All right, so yeah, it's going to be asynchronous. I'm gonna let you know what time you can start checking the video, and we'll meet again on Friday. Oh, also, next class on Wednesday, sorry, I'm going to be sharing the results of your exams. So also check them. If you have extra questions or if you don't agree with something that I marked, for example, write to me, share with me your results or your complaints about it. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. Do we have questions about anything that I said, or are we good?
It's okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
problem, teacher. Take your
Good.
time.
See you
Thank you very much.
Friday, Dale.
Friday. If you have extra questions, stay with me, of course. Otherwise, you may go and I'll be seeing you again next Friday.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher. See you
Bye.
Friday.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
Okay, bye, teacher.
Okay, thanks so Thank you, much. I teacher. see
Bye.
you, Val. See you Friday, on Friday.
Teacher. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.